almost didn't make it, friends. We are down to the wire on July 31st. I wanted to do one more Christmas in July project, and I wanted something that was relatively quick and simple, but yet I wanted to show you some really cool product. I have not used the stitch stockings much on camera, but I have decided this would be a great opportunity to share with you a project using these dies specifically, and a little bit from the stamp set as well. These were released in the July Online Exclusives 2026. And last project, which is project number 1 from a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago or something like that, we used this same designer series paper, a Stitch Season, I think it's called. But we haven't done anything with the stockings. So let me bring the large stocking die in here, as well as the layered one that has some stitching. And we're going to talk about how we can use this because it's a really unique die. And I wanted to share that with you. But let me preface this whole project today by saying I have been slightly obsessed with shaped cards. So a few weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, I don't even remember anymore, I created this banner shaped card during my What's Up Stampers. It is on YouTube. You can watch the video, but it's probably easiest to find on my blog at amyrich.net. So go there, find this. You can get a link to the video and how I did it. But so fun. I loved making a shaped card. It's really, really easy, maybe easier than it looks, and so fun. So sweet. And then I've been creating with some new product actually coming out in November, and I made an arch card. So another shaped card, and like I said, I'm a little obsessed. So what I decided to do with the stockings today was, actually, I'm going to design it as a tag, but I'm going to show you how you can use it on a card as well. So I'm taking a piece of 4 1/4 by 11. It wouldn't have to be quite that long, but fold it in half. And then what you're going to do is take this stocking, and you're going to, when you go to cut it out, you're going to hang it off the edge of the folded side. And you can see I don't need all that 11-inch length, but it's just easier to say it that way. 4 1/4 by 11, because it's the size of a card. And so if you hang that over so that it doesn't cut that top edge off, what you get is a shaped card, yes, but it's kind of small. So I decided to design it as a tag. And I could do it either direction, but I'm using it the direction that the die cut it out as. And the second die that I showed you cuts things out like this, and it's really unique. It's got spaces, and it's only held together on the corners. So it's a really interesting feature of these dies. And what I have been doing is cutting pieces out then to use on my layer, and it's kind of fun. So I'll show you what I mean by that. We're going to do a little bit of stamping, just a little bit, teeny little bit. But the first thing I'm going to do is cut my star off the top. Now, one of the things I love about these dies is that they actually have a couple replacements that you can use up here instead of the star. So you can use either the present or the tree. I used the tree on a card during What's Up Stampers Plus a while ago, I think. I'm trying to remember when I used that. At some point I did. I don't think it was What's Up Stampers though, but I used the tree in place of the star. But today I just decided I'm going to use the star, and I'm going to show you a couple different ways to piece this together. So I'm going to start with this full piece, and it probably would have been a little bit easier had I just used an adhesive sheet on the back, but I didn't. Alas, I didn't. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue and adhere this down in place on my stocking. So really what I want to do is take it up, leave my white border, and I'm just going to check. This is going to be my stocking topper. So this is going to be about right. That's where I'm going to start my piecing. Okay, then I want this red piece of Designer Series paper as my star. So next I'm just going to trim out the star, and you can just, it's really weird. I don't think we've ever had a product quite like this, and I like it because it's, you can use it all together, or you can easily snip it apart like you see me doing here. Okay, so you can save this if you want for later as a negative image of what you cut out of it. I'm just going to now adhere this in place using, again, my liquid glue, and I do want to get into those star points a little bit. Then we're just going to add this into place. It's going to fit perfectly because it was cut out of the same die, right? Then I'm going to my green, which is my favorite. I love plaid. I love peaceful pine. And so I get both in this Designer Series paper. And for this, I just want this square. So you see we're doing a little bit of piecing together. It's a little putsy. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have 100 cards to make, this may not be your option. But what I always think is that there's somebody special out there that deserves one of these made with love cards. So I think it's worth it, and it's fun. I think I said in my previous Christmas in July video that I am a quilter also. Now, it's been granted a long time since I've done any quilting, but still, I call myself a quilter because I have done a lot of it. So I'm piecing this together kind of like I would use fabric, and I'm going in now to grab, and I don't even care. I'm going to wreck this quilt square. It's fine. I can just always crank out another. If you want to be a little bit more careful and try to save the pieces, have at it. I am simply cutting apart this to get to the square in the middle. And then, wait, which way is right? And then I'm going to add this here to the center. So I love how all of those pieces fit nicely together like that. And then we have to do the bottom of the stocking yet. Well, if we look at this, I'm going to take this is the leftover star portion with the snowflake DSP. So these 6 pieces here are all sections that we need to add on so that it fits together like this. So the first one that I'm going to cut apart is this one right here. I want the white one. I'm going to take 2 white ones, and then I'm going to do the rest in Designer Series paper. And so I'm just going to take this one here, and then I'm going to take the center one over here. To me, this is a therapeutic, just a lovely Can you imagine making tags for all of your gifts like this, though? If you start now, you'll be fine. If you start now, you'll have it done and it'll be great. All right, so these pieces here, I'm just going to use a stamp. I have a stamp that is similar to this star right here. It just stamps those little itty bitty guys. And so I'm going to use Real Red ink to stamp them in these sections. All right, then it'd be good to grab some grid paper. All right, so just going to ink this up and stamp it. I guess I don't even really care how this goes on there. Is it like this? I don't even know. I don't even know. I'm just going. I'm going for it. Okay, so I've got my little doodads there. So these stamps are designed to fit into these sections. And also to fit into some of the other dies that are in the die set. So just adding I wanted to keep a little white in there. And then we're going to cut apart pieces of the DSP, the Designer Series paper ones that we have cut out here. So I'm just going to snip the heel out of the green. You know how some socks have heel and toe colored? Well, that's kind of what we're going for here. I'm just going to do one of the toe sections, though. There are two. All right, so I have to look and see how this all goes together because it's kind of driving me crazy. Okay, and then we got the heel. Very cute. And then we have this piece. Okay, and then we're going to take the toe. The toe is up here. And then we want to take a couple pieces from here. So we're going to take this one and this one. So just snip those out and add them to the card. Let me speed up this video so you don't have to sit here and watch me do that. Okay, then let's get all of our pieces glued into place here. When I was growing up, my mom and my grandma would put a really, really scrappy quilt together every winter. And it just reminds me of that because this is all scrappy, you know, all different fabrics and designs and patterns all put together to make one adorable stocking. Then we're going to add this stocking topper to the top. I'm being careful not to let it hang over the top because if you wanted to, you could, now you probably wouldn't want to add it maybe to the red card, but you could put it on the front of just a 4 1/4 by 5 piece of cardstock and maybe layer it with Designer Series paper, and then it could open like that. Red on red was kind of a bad example, but you get the idea. So you could have a shaped card that opens like this. Remember, I'm going for the tag look, and I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock now that I have cut out of the stocking. And I've also cut the top edge off of that so that when we go inside, it's not going to butt up against the top part, but we are just going to layer it into place like this. That way we can do just a little bit more stamping on there. You could add a sentiment. And in my case, I'm going to add the to from. This is one of those stamp sets that has the to from in it. I feel like every year I end up grabbing at least one of those because it's nice for tags especially. So I'll grab the 2 from. And of course, I'm not going to take that other stamp off right now because I'm not going to clean it off until after. So here's our little 2 from. There is space to write a little sentiment if you want to. And then we're going to add just a little bit of ribbon. We've got our ribbon. This is real red and it is stitched through. And I am going to use my little punch here, my 1/8 inch punch. Now, one thing, because it's got several layers here, I'm just going to go first through the front of the stocking and then close it, line it up, and stamp it again. It's so much easier. And then you can grab some of your ribbon and just stick it through the hole and add it to your gift. Just a fun, really fun, easy. I used a lot of white in this as my backgrounds, and I just think it looks clean and scrappy, which is amazing. I love it. And then just tying this here, you can stick it on your gift as a little tag. Look how cute. I am totally obsessed with shaped things. Thank you so much for joining me for project number 2 and the final project of Christmas in July. And I would love to see you back here mid-October when we will start the 12 Projects of Christmas series. It's going to be fun and fabulous because I've already started designing and you're going to love them. All right, I will see you soon with another project, but for now, goodbye July, goodbye Christmas in July. But that doesn't mean we have to stop creating for Christmas, does it? And don't forget to subscribe here so that you don't miss a single tutorial. Thanks for watching.